Okay, so this is my friend Charlie's 68 Javelin that a lot of you saw the pictures on Instagram, the green and black one that everybody seemed to really like. So I'm up here in Opportunity, and I thought I'd make a quick video since we stopped by to have a look at some of his toys he's got. He's got a whole bunch of stuff, but he's got just a regular Javelin hood on there, which is still cool. He's got the hood trim that everybody keeps asking me if I would sell mine off my AMX. But maybe I'll probably end up selling the hood to my AMX one of these days, since I'm probably not going to use it again. But really clean car. It's got the black hoods, black underneath.
I've been through every inch of it except for the engine.
Yeah.
That was.
And this was an old drag car, right?
Yeah, it was set up for drag racing.
Yeah, so when he got it, it was a drag racing car, but his grill's not all crunched up and broken like most of them are, and unlike me, he's got all his grill straps, so that's cool. He's running his Blackstone copper radiator or brass radiator, whichever those are still, but 290, but we're not sure what's been modified to this engine, because as Charlie says, it gets up and goes, and this was the motor they were drag racing with, right, Charlie?
I don't know that for sure.
Okay. But we do know that it's been souped up some, because when it runs, it's pretty healthy sounding.
Oh, I'm pretty impressed with it.
Yeah. And for being a 290, we know that's had to have some sort of modifications to it. But he's in the process of switching this out for another 290, so he can tear into it and actually see what's been done.
Well, actually, this has got a harmonic vibration in it.
Right, and that's
it's just continuously getting worse. So it's got to come out, and it's got to be balanced, and probably, new rings and bearings and go all through it, if this is the one I want to keep for it.
Right.
I might, if I'm going to do all that to an engine, I might do a 343.
Yeah, 343 would be cool.
Yeah.
And you located one of those, so
Yeah,
that's good.
I know where there's one here locally.
Yeah, so
I can get that. Well, he's a good friend of mine. He'll probably give it to him.
well, free's always good, but
Yeah.
so this has got the black mask paint job on it, and Charlie did something pretty neat, because you did all the painting, or you had the design picked out.
Professional paint shop.
Then you had the shop, right? But he did this pinstripe instead of doing just the whole mask. He's got this cool pinstripe going down the car, so that's really neat. And then you got some mirrors on here.
Those things are hard to find.
That's even got the Rambler insignia on there. So that's cool, but
These really didn't come from the factory with the
passenger mirror.
side.
Yeah, I was gonna say my AMX doesn't have a passenger mirror for sure, but and then you got the 500 mags.
Yeah.
Very cool. And you running the same size on the front and the rears, or you just
They're a little bit bigger on the back.
you are running? Okay, so you're
this has got that twin grip rear end. I think it's a 411 gear ratio.
Yeah.
So I want a little taller tire on the back to get a little bit less RPM at highway speeds.
right. Yeah. So
I'm not impressed with that posi track rear end anyway.
just haven't had luck with it.
Well, I mean, if you're going to drag race, yeah, you want a posi track, but I'm not going to drag race it. I just think have a little bit higher gear ratio for a little bit better cruising. Instead of that low ratio.
Right. You could be like me with my AMX and have a factory locked rear end. It's not really even a limited slip. It's just locked together. You don't get a choice. But
when I got this car, they had locked this rear end. They put extra shims in it to tighten it up. And so I had to pull them out.
so unlike my car, which I done the interior, he's got an actual interior.
Yeah, those are Matador seats.
Right, yeah, because you
Yeah.
had the turtle backs,
Right.
but they were so disintegrated.
And they were small. And they weren't
Yeah.
comfortable. These are nice, big, comfortable.
You know, and that's the same thing in my AMX. I don't know what this bucket seats came out of. They're not in very good shape, but man, they are darn comfy.
Reach down there and flip that lever.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now take it back. Lift the lever and go back with it.
Go back.
Yeah. Tilt the top.
Oh.
Lay back. Lift the lever and keep going.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were showing me this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they extend all the way down.
Yeah.
Take a nap in your drag car.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing the headrest extend up and down.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, pretty nice.
That's pretty nice, isn't it?
So that's
All new door moldings, all new rubbers in there.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Back windows roll down into Javelins.
Yeah.
Hey.
Don't roll it down though.
No, I wasn't going to. I'm not going to touch anything on this that I think I shouldn't be touching.
I really think they do roll down and up, but I remember what a battle it was to getting them all lined up after
Oh.
having the windows out for the paint job and everything. Oh man, it was something else.
Yep. So this is what an actual interior is supposed to look like. I have the clock. I showed everybody my clock, but well, Charlie, you don't have the adjuster on your clock either.
Oh, well, I think it's hanging down in there.
Oh, okay. This is it here. Okay, yeah. See, I don't have the adjuster. I have to pull my dash apart, and my clock is 5 minutes slow after 3 days. So every 3 days, it's another 5 minutes off. But I have the clock too, and you got the gauges in center here also, kind of like I've got. You got the AM radio.
Hole in the floor for the 4-speed.
Yep, I see your Hurst 4-speed shifter there teasing us a little bit, but since you're doing some work, unfortunately, and you got your Javelin badge on the glove box, so that's indeed how we can tell that this is a 68, because my AMX has got it in the center, but that's not the original center on my AMX, and the original dash was missing. But the AMX number badge was laying in the floor, and I imagine it went on the glove box as well, because it's a 68 AMX. So, and I know the 69s, they started putting them in the center.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one thing I know for sure, because I got a 69 Javelin dash in my AMX, and there's no spot for the tag on the glove box. And center squish thing in that Javelin had it actually in the center where your gauges kind of were, like on mine, but that's what I know. But yeah, you got an interior, you got door parts, you got the locks in your doors. I got one.
Yeah.
Your windows probably are good and strong and sturdy.
They're nice and tight.
Yeah, mine.
These are all new felts on the tops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're.
Yeah, mine wobble, and I got brand new weather
Close this
strip.
door. Look at the line up here.
Oh, yeah.
This is tough. This stuff is really hard to align.
Oh, I know. I can't get mine to even. Mine roll up, but if you're driving 80, the air pushes them out. They actually pop out of the thing, but
Yeah.
I need to get new
Yeah,
weather stripping for mine.
yeah, they call them fuzzies, window felts. These are all new on it.
Yep. And you got the tinted glass all the way around. Very tasteful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the original back window. This car has never wrecked. It's never been hit.
Yep. And you got the deflector everybody's missing and broken.
That's aftermarket.
Oh, okay.
The one that came with it was broke. I bought this one aftermarket.
Right,
It's a
yeah.
really nice fit.
Yeah. And I actually really love what you did here, and you put the spoiler black out on the back instead of painting it green. So that's really neat. Now I know in 70 when they were doing the black mask, so the rear all the way around the back window and the trunk lid would also be black, but that's, 70 stuff. But yeah, you even extended down your black down there on the rear valance, rear roll pan, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dual exhaust. Super straight car.
That's the 4-speed laying there on the floor. Well, we'll come around the front. We'll see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And I notice your bumper isn't custom bent like mine is. It's nice and
Well,
straight.
yeah, maybe a little bit sunburned, but not too bad.
You don't want to be on camera, Chelsea. You better run. Yep, and I notice your headlight bezel cover things aren't cracked and held together with staples like mine are.
No, they're actually in nice shape.
But one thing I can't up you on is the AMX has factory clear signal light colors with orange bulbs.
Oh.
Very European.
Uh-huh. Well, those came with the bumper, so I like just kind of keep.
I don't know if it's true. Somebody told me AMXs came. That was an extra little perk. They came with
Okay.
clear lenses with orange bulbs. Javelins had orange lenses with clear bulbs. But I can't tell you that for 100% sure. But and you got the Bindex disc brakes, or you got a newer style disc?
They're the Kelsey Hayes.
Oh, okay, you got the Kelsey Hayes.
Yeah, they're off of the Matador.
Yeah, you got the better ones, because as I was telling you, I was going to upgrade my AMX disc brakes and put the word out if anybody needed them. Get a couple shots into your car here for you, Charlie.
Okay, yeah, you can see the header kind of there. They're gonna
Yeah.
be coming off here pretty quick.
Yeah. And if somebody did put dog leg heads on that 290, man, them old dog leg headers are really tough to seal. So you got yourself some guide bolts I see here to get your transmission out.
Yeah.
That's the smart way to do it.
Why not?
Yeah. And
Tangling it all up inside the pressure plate and
yeah,
stuff.
when I had my 4-speed in mine, I was foolish and would try to pull all the bell housing bolts instead of just pulling the transmission off the bell housing, but you're doing it right.
It's easier if you do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm not gonna argue with that there. You got some Thresh mufflers or Flowmasters or something on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got it really clean underneath here. I don't see any cancer.
No, all that undercoat is in really nice shape.
Take a quick look at your rear end and we'll take a look at your transmission.
That's a twin grip 411. It was probably factory to this car. This car was a factory 6-cylinder 3-speed.
Yeah, you got the 10-inch drums, it looks like, on the rear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, all new shoes on there and wheel cylinders.
You got new leaf springs, it looks like, or you at least painted them. Something.
No, they're new.
New? Okay. Yep. I got to get some new ones for my AMX. They're actually broken. I'm surprised the drag strip even lets me drag race.
They're actually not. They're like maybe $100 a piece at the most.
Yeah, they're not very expensive to have them made.
No.
I'm just too cheap and too lazy to have them made. Your gas gauge work in your car?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
That.
Looks like your little bump stop off of your differentials routed away a little bit, but well, that's not too much to be expected on these old cars, but yeah. Yeah, really nice car. Don't see anything up in the wheel wells. Everything's nice. If your quarter panels have been redone, somebody did them real nice, because I can't look at them and tell you that they've ever been done. They got the inner quarter panels and everything still on them.
Yeah. And 415.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I don't remember, is your trunk open? Or is
Yeah.
it locked? Or
I gotta find the key. It's in front.
oh, just take a quick look in your trunk.
Okay.
You know, if I don't, somebody's gonna say, well, we didn't get to see the trunk.
What's in the trunk?
Is there nitrous oxide in there? We don't know.
Oh, everybody. You know, it's like, what's in that trunk?
We gotta make sure you're not hiding like a Chevy motor in the trunk of this or something, trying to.
Let's see if it's in there right.
There you go. All right. Well, yeah, nope, I don't see a nitrous oxide bottle. I don't think your quarter panels have been touched in this car.
Yeah, and the very bottom, this side here, somehow a little bag of nails fell down in that hole.
Oh, right,
A little tiny bag of little tiny
Trim
nails.
brad nails or something,
And
yeah.
it got wet down there, and those nails rusted and got right into the quarter panel.
Yeah. I remember you telling me that now, yeah. Oh, I got something better than you, Charlie. I got a trunk light, and mine works sometimes. You have to wiggle the hood or the trunk, but it comes on. I'm very proud of that when I'm at car shows. I show people my trunk light works. Because I don't even know how it works. It just does. But, yep, nothing hidden in here. Nobody can go around saying you got nitrous oxide now.
Nope.
I've exploited your secrets to your car. And it looks like under your tail lights, that black continues down probably.
Yeah, those were removed for the paint.
Right, so they went ahead when they did your black down there, they went ahead and just did your tail panel too.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they were out. This car was totally stripped. The back window wasn't out, and the windshield wasn't out. But the doors were off, rear windows were out. All the bumpers were off, grill, it was all. Doors were painted.
Yeah.
Now they got the door jambs, the whole bit, really nice.
Yeah. Now, has this actually got the chrome on it, or no? It doesn't.
No, I have the chrome, but
Yeah, who wants chrome?
I'm not going to put it on there.
I've got the chrome parts on my AMX. That's because I didn't want to paint that part of the car.
There's a transmission set laying over there on the floor.
Oh yeah.
Now, that's a true AMC 4-speed.
Yeah, probably the Super T10.
Yeah, that's what it is.
There's the numbers there for you. Yep, I had the exact same one.
I had to go through that. That was one of the things wrong with this car. It was jammed up in gears in the transmission.
Well, you're lucky. See, mine, it kept eating the cones for the throw-out bearing to ride on, so these cones would get paper thin.
Mm-hmm.
And that would always vibrate, and it's really tough to find this style of throw-out bearing, because I had a buddy that had some Super T10s. Well, they're thicker, and I couldn't find a throw-out bearing to fit on the thicker nose.
Mm-hmm.
So to find these thin ones, these true AMC ones, which I've been told the AMC ones are the thin ones, are really tough to find that aren't worn out from the bearing being bad and stuff. And that was one problem I had with mine. I had to keep finding cones for it because I refused to pull it apart and fix
I
it.
put a whole kit in it while I had the part. I had to buy a couple of gears, and I got all new synchronizers and shims and
Right.
bearings and the whole bit.
Is your reverse all the way forward and up?
It's left and down.
Left and down, yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yep.
It took my dad and I, when we got my 73 AMX Javelin 401 with the 4-speed in it, it took us an afternoon to figure out how to put it in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
Because Dad didn't remember them ever being all the way left and down. He kind of vaguely remembered them being up at some point, but most of them were traditional. And we actually had to go through our gates and figure out how to make reverse work.
Yeah, this is a Hearst Competition Plus shifter. And it's built for that, for the reverse left and back.
Back, okay.
Yeah. They've got kind of a little trick to them a little bit. Like you really kind of got to maybe put it in second, up into second, and then over and down.
And then over and
reverse.
down. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that kind of prevents you from thinking you're in first,
Right,
when you're in reverse.
right, yeah.
So it works pretty nice. This is a good shifter on it. I had to go all through this too, take it all apart and everything.
Yeah, the AMX I got was sitting so long, my dad thought maybe that's why they parked this, because reverse didn't work anymore, but we just couldn't figure it out, because...
Did you ever go through one of these trunnions, Jason?
The front trunnion suspension?
Yeah.
I haven't really ever taken one apart, not on a 68.
Well, this is what they look like.
I've had a lot of people asking me about
See
them.
that there?
So it's like a ball joint.
There's a bushing right here. These are really hard to get good ones. And it's a critical component.
Oh, you're talking about that's actually wore out because the bushing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
See,
why this one's laying on the floor.
well, that was just
See the
for
bolt down there in it?
well, that was for high speed application. That's why it wobbles.
This is a real unique setup.
Well, you know, I was told, and maybe you might know, somebody told me back in the day people would take AMC suspension setups off and put them on Novas
Yeah.
because they actually handled better if you put them on a Nova.
That's why these guys were winning those road races.
Right, and I've been to a lot of junkyards where they've actually just torched out the suspension off of Javelins, and that's how I would ask the junkyard guy, why are you guys just torching out the unibody there? And he's the one that told me that they would put them in Chevys, small Chevy cars, would actually put AMC suspension components in them. So, yeah. So, I'm glad somebody else can...
It's kind of hard to see it on the car with the tires on.
Yeah, and I did a little videoing on my AMX on mine because mine were all powder coated and rebuilt, but I know after 69 they went to that newer style setup, and that's a totally different.
Yeah, so those are brand new on there. They're all redone professional parts, and these are just kind of some leftovers. I actually got those off of a 68 American, I think.
Yeah. Well, you got a ghost in here.
Yeah. Throwing the doors open.
Yeah, and then I got you, hopefully I got you a good working electric windshield wiper setup for your car.
Well, when I get the engine out, then I'll be going back in there and
Right,
getting
because
after those wipers.
so a lot of people don't know my wife had a Javelin, a 60.
Yeah, what was that, 68?
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. But she had some fancy stuff out like that one time. But and I don't think her windshield wipers ever worked either. But I think somebody converted hers. So, but hers was just a rust bucket, and as all you already know, she got a Gremlin.
I like that Matador power brake setup.
Oh,
That's off the Matador. And the front disc brakes are off of the Matador.
right.
And the proportioning valve, the way that proportioning valve was set up was perfect.
Yeah, I've got problems with my brakes, and I think I told you that's why I'm pulling my factory 4-piston Bendix rotors off, because they won't hardly stop my AMX. I've lit them on fire 3 times trying to stop, and it might be a proportioning valve problem, but
Yeah, this really hits the fronts first,
right.
but then them back ones come right on too.
Yeah, my rear brakes do work, but I got braking problems trying to keep a supercharged LS tame.
Yeah, you really want the fronts to come on just a little bit first,
Right.
so you don't lose your traction in the back and start sliding around. So
Yeah.
This thing going fast, and you hit those power brakes, it just honkers down onto the highway and stops.
Right, yeah, because they make a new Sacred Bird, I think it's called. They make a disc brake conversion kit for $200 for all AMCs, and it takes a Ford Explorer rotor, and they send you the bearings and all the things, and they adapt right onto your spindles, and this is for drums also. And then they send you a bracket, and you use a GM truck caliper from the 80s and Cadillac brake lines, and then you can just convert right over to brand new Ford Explorer disc brakes with a GM caliper.
Sure.
So that's actually what I'm going to start doing on my AMX, and I think you can actually take that same kit and put them right on your rear of your AMX Javelin, whatever, rear end, and get rid of your drums and have disc brakes all the way around.
That's
So
nice to have.
but I've got to figure out my braking system. But we can't all have supercharged LS motors in our AMCs.
Some of us are purists and want to keep it all AMC.
And that's fine. And I really wish my AMX was in a lot better condition when I found it to make it what it should be. But you know what? My AMX is going to be notorious. So.
This has been upgraded with some AMC parts.
Right.
but it's still AMC.
That's right, and that's
Yeah.
fine. You're okay to take AMC parts and graft them onto your AMC.
Well, yeah, things like disc brakes. And,
But riddle me this: I had one person tell me over to LS in my AMX, because a lot of people give me grief over that, and he told me, so if you're dying from heart failure and you get a heart transplant from somebody else, let's say a Chinese man or something, somebody of a different race, does that not make you are you not pure anymore? So he's got a point there. I mean, just because you got a heart transplant doesn't mean you're not still
that's
you.
true, that's true.
So I mean, the AMX,
your DNA.
the AMX still looks all American motor. Nobody's gonna look at that car if I've got a hood on it and say it's got anything other than
Those
AMC.
front spindles.
I didn't change anything on the
Yeah.
car. I love the AMX for what it is, and just because it has a Chevy doesn't mean it's not still an AMC.
That's a
Because
fact.
AMC just stands for all models of cars anyways. So, well, anyways, it's been a look at Charlie's very cool Javelin, and
It's all right. It's okay.
as soon as it's not snowing and not frigid cold outside, and there's actually a drag strip just a few miles from you
Yeah.
here, an opportunity, eighth mile, I believe.
Yeah, it's an 8 mile.
I'm definitely going to come up here and race the 8th mile with my AMX this year, and Charlie will probably have his Javelin out there, and we'll definitely get a video of it washed and really shiny, and he'll have all his engine stuff probably done by then, and you know, we'll be able to really have an
Well, I'll send you
good
some
out there.
pictures of it out on the street, and then you can post those too.
Oh, okay, yeah, so. Alright, well, anyway, so this is a look at Charlie's really cool Javelin, and he's got a lot of fun toys out here, and I might take a quick video at some of his El Caminos. He's got quite the collection of El Caminos. So,
Go take a look.
alright, well, hope all you guys enjoy this video, and thanks for watching.